All right, everybody, so part 2 of our video is going to focus on how do we get to this vertex form. Now, we know how to calculate a vertex, but what if we're given something like y equals x squared plus 6x minus 5, and again, this is in standard form, and we want to convert it to vertex form? What do we do? So there are a few steps that will hold true. We want to keep the x squared and the x term. So we're going to write these off to the side here. So we keep our x squared, we keep our x term. And we're going to take that c term, or the constant term, and kind of put it off to the side over here. So it's still in our balance, it's still on our equation, we're just creating a little bit of space, basically a gap in the middle. Once we are here, we are going to have a procedural step. So we're going to take this value right here, we divide it by 2, and then we take that and then we square it. So we take 6 divided by 2, that gets us 3, and then we square that, which gets us 9. So here we're going to add a 9 to the side of the balance, and in order to keep the balance level, because we just put 9 more weights on one side of it, we have to also subtract 9. And that's a pretty weird step. So we just added and subtracted 9 on the same side of our equation. But that's how we do this for vertex form. The reason why is because now that we're in this situation, we have something that we can factor. So we can take this now, put it into our box. We can use our 3 and 3 because we have positive 9. And we're actually going to get y equals x plus 3 times x plus 3, or x plus 3 squared, and then now we can put together minus 5 and minus 9 to get minus 14. So we have actually just put this equation into vertex form. And again, if you are like, Mr. R, where'd you get x plus 3 squared? Well, here is x plus 3, and here is x plus 3. So if we can put those together in one line, and it becomes x plus 3 squared. Again, we did not change this 5. This is still the same. And we had to subtract 9 for balance because we added 9 here. So again, have to keep the scales balanced. If we put 9 on one side, we have to also subtract it. Otherwise, our weight changes. So now that we're here, we're in vertex form. We just converted this to vertex form. And we can say now that our vertex is at the opposite sign of this, so h is minus 3, and with k, we keep the sign of this. So we have a vertex at negative 3, comma, negative 14. So these next sets of questions are going to ask you, take this quadratic in standard form and then convert it to vertex form. I know that this is confusing and a bit of a weird process, so we're going to do one more here together. Y equals x squared plus 4x plus 6. And I'm quite literally just going to robotically follow the steps of what I expect you to do. Keep x squared in x, move over our c term, or our constant. Next, focus in on our b term, divide it by 2, and then square it. So 4 divided by 2 equals 2, square that, and we get 4. So now we add 4, and we subtract 4. So we've kept balance, we have added something in, but we've also taken it away on the other side. Next, we can focus on our box. We're going to have our square again, 2 and 2. So that becomes x plus 2 squared. So y equals x plus 2 all squared, and then 6 minus 4 is positive 2. So putting all of that together, we now have vertex form, and this is our final answer. If it asks for the vertex, we could identify that, but if it asks us to identify vertex form, that is what is in green specifically. Now, a thing that I want to say is once you get to that step that's highlighted in white, the x squared, 4x, and 4, if you can see that that is x plus 2 all squared, you do not need to show the box for that. Basically, our goal of doing this is to get x plus 2 all squared, or to get something squared, because that's the only way that we can get this into vertex form. All right, so a little bit of practice time. I know that this is a bit of a challenging skill, so do the best that you can on these questions. Feel free to, again, resubmit, retry. If you need to ask questions in class, ask questions via email. We are here to help. We want to help you as you work through this. And again, a bit of a challenging skill, but something that we can definitely do if we remember to keep balance and follow the steps out.